Pick is up, has the accuracy, and it is good. Jake Bates throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun. Back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Bunched up. Tua to throw. Pass time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Pass midfield. Spinning his way. Pass to 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. And the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello, everybody, and welcome on in Monday Night Football. And it's the end of wildcard weekend. The Texans take on the Steelers. The winner travels to New England for the privilege, I guess, to take on the Patriots. After how the Patriots defense played last night, not really sure any one of these teams want to be traveling there. But one will have to. After 60 minutes of action, we're waiting for kickoff in this one. And hello, welcome on in. I have some expectations for this game. I'm kind of just hoping it's a little bit better than last night. Because, man, last night through like a solid 50 minutes of that game was just not it. I'm hoping there's a little bit more action, at least through the Texans offense, as they definitely are the ones that could be off to a hot start here. All right, sounds good. Yeah, this should be interesting. We're also getting we're getting the times for the divisional rounds at the end of this game as well. Like we'll figure out what teams play when. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, I mean, going off of that weird trend that's been happening in the playoffs, this game might be a 3-0 finish. We'll see. This was case with like the Rams Panthers ended 34-31, then the Bears won 31-27 or 24 or 20, yeah, 27, and then the Bills won 27-24, and then 49ers 23-19. So like that weird trend going. Kind of got broken last night because the Patriots didn't have a chance to get to 19, but it's something. I'm hoping this game is like somewhat entertaining. Even if it is a defensive game like last night's was, hopefully it's more exciting of a defensive game. Yeah, I mean, The Texans are my pick to represent the AFC. I just don't have a Texans jersey just yet, so I'm wearing the Steelers one that I have. Like I'm kind of pulling for Houston in this, but we'll see. I'm just waiting for kickoff now. The Steelers even being in this game is kind of crazy. After what happened last week with Tyler Loop missing the field goal. You know that field goal probably goes in if Chris Boswell makes the extra point. Like Boswell missing the extra point put more pressure on Tyler Loop unexpectedly. Yeah. Again, I do like the Steelers like brand and like the jerseys and stuff are nice, but I mean, I can't stand Rodgers at this point. And plus, I do like the Texans a little bit better anyway. TJ Watt's great, but yeah, no, I want the Texans. All right, the Steelers will get the ball first in this one. And kickoff is underway as we wrap up wildcard weekend. Going to be returned beginning from the 2. And then he downs it in the end zone for a touchback. Wait, that actually counts as being a touchback? If so, they'll start from the 20. Because he definitely caught that. He caught that in the field of play. We're off to a great start with things being a little bit weird. Yeah, the same from the 20. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I have not seen those yet. I'll check them out next commercial break. Rodgers under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle for Jalen Warren. And there's space past the 25 and down to the 30. All right, gain of 10 on the first play of the game for Pittsburgh. I didn't even see. Did I get a notification for that? All right. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. First and 10 from their own 30. Play clock winding down. Running back shifted to Rodgers' left. Quick throw, right side, caught by DK Metcalf with space past the 35, past the 40, past the 45, and down to about the 47. 2 plays, 2 first downs for Pittsburgh. All right. That's a good way for this to start for them. I mean, it's quick. Like it's a handoff. It's Rodgers getting the ball out quick. That's probably gonna be their style today. It's been their style the past few weeks. Is just get the ball out of Rodgers' hands quick. So Rodgers under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to hand this off up the middle once again for Jalen Warren, and there's space to about the 48, gain of a yard. All right. So 2nd and 9 coming up. I forgot that Derek Stingley made first team All Pro. Okay. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Another handoff up the middle for Jalen Warren, and this time he gets about 2 up to roughly midfield. So a 3rd and relatively long coming up for Pittsburgh. It'll be an early test for the Steelers offense against the Texans defense. Yeah, there's Arthur Smith on the sideline. That's not a decent enough job in Pittsburgh. Obviously, like just the way their team is built, you can't really get too explosive of an offense with it. But it works. They got him in the playoffs. And there's a Texan a bit hobbled after that play. $12:28 to play in the first. It's Jalen Reed, the rookie out of Penn State that was a bit hobbled there. All right. So he'll be off to the sideline for a play or two. Now the clock starts to roll again. Rodgers in shotgun, 4 receiving options to the left. That's a crazy Steeler playoff stat to just show. Motioning someone from the left side into the backfield to his right. Now going to motion them back out wide to the right as well. As Rodgers looks to throw in 3rd and 7. Has time. Pass right side is well off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Kenneth Gainwell in the flat. Rodgers is not happy about something. I'm going to assume it's miscommunication of some kind. But the Texans defense goes off the field on 3rd down, and the Steelers will punt. So the stat that ESPN showed before that play was, in the Steelers' 6-game playoff losing streak, they have been outscored 73-0 in the first quarter. Which, that sounds insane. As punt comes off clean, going to be fair caught at the 10. So the Texans will start from there. So out comes C.J. Stroud. Time to see what this Texans offense has in store. $11:57 to play in the first. And we're going to a commercial break instead, actually. Okay. Cool. Yeah, hopefully they can do something. Yeah, that commercial break. I know. I mean, they've made, what is it, 4 consecutive playoff appearances. Like, yeah, they haven't won since 2023, and they've been the 7th seed seemingly in the past 3 or 4 appearances they've been in. But like, they're still a competitive team. Just injuries killed their defense this year. And it wasn't only like LaFleur did not handle the late game in against Chicago well, but he wasn't that's not the only reason they lost to the Bears. Getting Micah Parsons back is going to massively help that team, assuming he's back around week 1. But really, anytime he gets back, it's going to help them. Yeah, he's made stupid decisions, but I mean, at the same time, like, if those decisions worked, we're talking about them differently. It's because they didn't work that he's getting a lot of hate right now. But he's made more good than bad decisions throughout his tenure. Yeah, it's definitely reactionary. But it's like, yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, this is still the guy that had him at back-to-back 1 seeds a few years ago. Like, the Packers are just gonna be fine. It's just like health played a toll on that team this year. Both offensively and like Tucker Kraft missed like half the season. So like getting him back is gonna help that offense. Stroud under center, gonna hand this off up the middle, and there's space to about the 14, maybe 15 for Woody Marks. Yeah, they can definitely improve. They do. I think that game perfectly showcased that they need a true receiver 1, and hopefully Matthew Golden can develop into that. But I mean, if they're in a position to draft a fantastic receiver this year, I think they have to do it, or maybe bring someone in. Stroud in shotgun, looking to throw in 2nd and 5. Pass over the middle into triple coverage, is tipped in the air and incomplete. Not a great throw from Stroud. Dalton Schultz nearly came down with it off the tip, and it's Nico Collins who's shaken up after the play, as he was the intended receiver initially. Like, the O-line got banged up late in the season for Green Bay as well. They played without Zach Tom in that game. And, like, Jordan Morgan, I think is their backup. Like, he played fine. It's just they need to get healthy, and they just need more consistency. Like, they need a true breakout star. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, looking to throw in 3rd and 5. Stroud stepping up, has time, deep shot left side. It's there! It's caught past midfield. Down to the Steeler, what's that? The Steeler 33 almost? No, that seems too far. Either way, great throw from CJ Stroud. It's Christian Kirk on the dive-in reception. And the Texans offense is up to the Steeler 49. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Jordan Love is 100% someone you can win a Super Bowl with. He is at that tier. Like he's not a Josh Allen or a Mahomes or any of those, but he is someone you can win a Super Bowl with. Stroud handoff up the middle, gonna be about a yard or so. Yeah, and then again, not seeing him as he's not elite, but he's a good quarterback. He fits into that same category of he would fit into that same category of Super Bowl winners as like a Brad Johnson or a Trent Dilfer or a Joe Flacco. Like he's a solid quarterback. Yeah, I mean, fair to be a bit worried so far. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left, gonna hand this off up the middle for Woody Marks, and that's a gain of about 2. Yeah. And again, like, the playoff picture is looking a lot different than how people thought it was going to during the preseason. All right, 3rd and 6. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, shifting the back to his right now as well. Play clock winding down, and they're not going to get that snap off in time. They'll call their first timeout, I believe, here. The refs are discussing. Yeah, Houston calls their first timeout. So 3rd and 6, 9:04 to play in the first. Again, calling timeouts this early it's something. Oh yeah, if Burrow did not get hurt, we're talking about Cincy wouldn't be in the playoffs right now and not Pittsburgh. Like Burrow getting hurt completely killed their season, and that sucks because they finally got off to a good start, and then just the Burrow injury. But that's the NFL. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 3rd and 6. 3 receivers to the right as well. Going to look to throw, and now there's a penalty coming in to whistle this play dead. Going to be a false start against the Texans. Calling it against Trent Brown, 3rd and 11 coming up. Yeah, that was a clear false start. Yeah, I mean that's most teams seemingly, because like obviously first half timeouts do not have the same value as second half timeouts. But still, like it's making sure you get into a good position and stay in that position. And either way, if they took the delay of game, they would still be in 3rd and 11 anyway. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side, looking to throw. Pressure coming, Stroud trying to step up, pass over the middle is incomplete. Pressure in his face, the Texans drive stalls out just past midfield. So they'll punt this one away. Oh yeah, I definitely. Because like by that, like because it was by the time Burrow returned, the Bengals basically had to win out in order to make the playoffs. And when that's the situation, it's tough to rally everyone on the team. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to bounce and be out of bounds near the 20. What's the exact spot here? Let's say the 25. Yeah, exactly. And that also plays a role into things as well. As we're heading to a commercial break. Yeah. Yeah, but again, I feel like a lot of teams timeout usage has been weird in these playoffs and even throughout the NFL. Again, Miami called a timeout before any time was used on the clock against Buffalo. So whatever. Yeah. Because like especially when you're a team like Houston and you know your defense can keep things close, the first half doesn't really matter. No, so well, the Houston timeout, yeah. Miami called a timeout before any time went off the clock because they got a false start that was kind of bullshit. So they spent too much time arguing the false start to where they had to take a timeout. It was the fact that Miami won that game and that's how it started was crazy. As we're at commercial break. Oh, the Falcons have completed their interview of Mike McDaniel. Have fun. All right, just getting back from commercial break. They're showing glimpses from Super Bowl IX when the Steelers beat the Vikings. There's a 1st and 10. Rodgers under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Play action looking to throw. Rolling left to buy some time. Pass wide open with space. Pass midfield and down to the Texan 47 is DK Metcalf. I'm sure Rodgers is loving that DK Metcalf's back. Just to have that kind of reliable target again. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Looking to throw once again. Rodgers pass left side for DK is going to be incomplete. And there's the penalty. Going to be a DPI against Houston. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, going to be against Kamari Lassiter. That would be okay. That would be extra funny because this game's in Pittsburgh. If he punches a Steeler fan, I think he'll be banned from the city. And Rodgers under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Ball on the Texan 33-yard line now. Rodgers handoff up the middle, and there's space for Kenneth Gainwell inside the 30 to the 27-ish. All right, so Rodgers under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left, 2nd and 4. Ball on like the 27.5-yard line of Houston. Rodgers makes adjustments at the line, now a man in motion left to right. There's a handoff right side for Gainwell. He cuts back in to get the first and brought down near the 21. All right. So 1st and 10, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the Texan 21, looking to throw once again. Rodgers has time. Pass left side is overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Jonnu Smith. It'll be a 2nd and 10 coming up. Second and 10. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion on that right side, as Rodgers is going to look to throw. Has time, pass right side is well overthrown and incomplete, basically a throwaway. 3rd and 10 coming up. Yeah, they're really playing with that mindset of get the ball out quick. If nothing is there, they're focusing more on just making sure the ball gets out quick instead of letting plays develop. Which that can definitely work, but it's a bit weird. But again, they're playing a Texans defense that can definitely make you pay if you hesitate too much in the pocket. Rodgers in shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Play clock winding down. They barely get that snap off in time as Rodgers looks to throw. Pass left side is caught, going to be up to the 14-yard line, but not enough for the first for Marquez Valdes-Scantling. It'll be a 4th and 3. What do the Steelers do here? 6:25 to play in the first. And seems like they're going to send out the field goal unit. Yep, out comes Chris Boswell. I don't believe it is. 32-yard kick from the left hash is up and good. At least recently, there hasn't been having any messages. If it's like some of the in between play stuff, I would just like say observations and whatnot. Just that way, it cuts out some more dead air. All right. I have Fred Warner seemingly nearing a return to play, which is crazy. At commercial break. Yep. Yeah, if you can think of something, derail if need be. I don't care. At commercial break. All right, just getting back from commercial break. Steelers lead by 3 after the 32-yard field goal from Chris Boswell. See what Houston can do on their second drive of the game. I do love the painted in Steelers end zone with the yellow. It looks so much better than what they have during the regular season. When they have to share that stadium with Pitt. It's the same thing with Miami, the Dolphins. Like when they're able to paint in their end zones, it looks so much better. Kickoff return beginning from the 5, space out past the 20, 25, and down to the 26. Yeah, he does a good job including like pretty much most fan bases. Obviously in the playoffs for the ones you gotta keep with them mainly, but like during the regular season having legit having like someone represent each fan base is nice. They also keep up with that many different reactions and fan bases is impressive. I tried to, but I'm also on a completely different schedule right now than he is. Stroud in shotgun, looking to throw in 1st and 10. Has some time, pass left side, going to be caught for a gain of about 4 up to the 30. It's Nico Collins on reception. All right, 5:45 to play in the first. Are they? Okay, no, there's no review. Okay. 2nd and 6. Stroud under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle for Woody Marks, and that's going to be enough for the first, seemingly. Should be a gain of about 6. Oh, they're going to say 3rd and inches. All right. So 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches. 4:50 to play in the first. Stroud under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff right side, and that's going to be enough for the first this time around for Woody Marks. Gets about a yard and a half. Should be 1st and 10. All right. Keeping things going. So 1st and 10. Stroud under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Another handoff right side, and this time going to get up past the 40 to about the 41. Gain of roughly 4. It's Woody Marks once again on the carry. All right, just under 4 minutes to play in the first. Second and 7. We're only in the gain of 3. Three and a half to go in the first. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right. Quick throw, left side, caught by Nico Collins. And that's going to be fighting forward for a gain of roughly 3 or 4. Third and relatively short coming up. Yep, it's a 3rd and 3. All right. Three minutes to play in the first. Stroud and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Shift in the back to his left. Stroud going to look to throw. Pass over the middle. It's caught down to the Steeler 40. Great catch through the contact for Xavier Hutchinson. And the Texans move the chains. Did something cool there. A little bit of pressure in his face from Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen nearly got a hand on that ball. All right, Stroud under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff. No, gonna try and flea flicker here. Stroud looking, and the ball comes loose. The Steelers have it. That might be ruled an interception. It's Jack Sawyer that forces it loose. Why are you going flea flicker? The rookie out of Ohio State, Jack Sawyer. Yeah, that's probably gonna be a fumble technically, but it's caught in the air by the Steelers. So a good Texan drive comes to a short end once they get past midfield. Yeah. 2:02 to play in the first, and we head to a commercial break. I want to say that was Keanu Benton who caught that. Who was that? Yaya Black is the one who recovered the fumble. It's been officially ruled as a fumble. I don't know what that choice was. We're at commercial break. I'm going to quickly be right back. All right. I am back. Yeah, I mean, the offense was moving well on that previous drive, just nothing really came out of it. Jalen Warren just had a 0-yard carry that we barely missed. All right. So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up. Minute 25 to play in the first. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Rodgers to throw, has some time, pass right side, going to be dropped by DK Metcalf. 3rd and 10 coming up. All right. Meantime, how are the Panthers looking? Because they're playing tonight. Held up at 2 against Buffalo entering the 3rd. All right. So 3rd and 10. Rodgers in shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on their own 44. They get the snap off in time as Rodgers looks to throw. Has time, pass left side, caught with space, but brought down just shy of midfield to the 49. Going to be a 3 and out for the Steelers as Marquez Valdez-Scantling on the reception. So they do not capitalize off the fumble. The Texans stay within 3. After this punt, we're going to have one more play needed in the first quarter. Yeah. But if DK just starts dropping a bunch of passes like AJ Brown yesterday, Pittsburgh might not survive. Punt going to be returned beginning from the 9 and gets out of bounds right around there as well. So 29 seconds remain in the first. Stroud can have at least one play. Yeah, Tomlin's first 4 seasons in Pittsburgh led to a Super Bowl, 2 AFC championships. Since then, not the same. But hey, they still got that never had a losing season thing, which dates back to before Tomlin even was hired. Stroud play action, looking to throw, dump off right side, can be caught with some space to the 15 just about. And that might be the final play of the first. I believe that's Cade Stover on the reception. Yeah, they're going to let this clock run. All right, 15 minutes in the books. Steelers lead by 3. See what the Texans can do when we get back from commercial break. All right. All right. Hey, this new Marvel show, Wonder Man. It looks kind of cool. I just I need to catch up on my show. I have not watched the last episode yet. Yep, at commercial break. So earlier today, it was we got all the quarterback announcements for the UFL. Amongst the names, Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Jack Plummer, two guys who were with NFL teams during this past preseason, going to be on the Orlando Storm. Michael Pratt, who was with the Packers practice squad, I think a year, maybe 2 years ago, going to be with St. Louis. Matt Corral and Jaron Hall, going to be with Birmingham. Two guys have been in the NFL and started games. Clayton Tune, who pretty sure just played a game for the Packers in Week 18, going to be in Columbus. DC gets their entire quarterback room back, leading off with Jordan Ta'amu, and then Luis Perez returns to Dallas, so that's going to be fun. I'm excited for the UFL. It's coming up soon. We're about 2 months away. Should be interesting. So 2nd and 2 coming up. As we're just coming back from commercial break, start of the second quarter. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. And he bobbles the snap, picks it up at the 4, passes it left side, and it's incomplete. Xavier Hutchinson, the intended target, luckily nothing bad happened from that play. So 3rd and 2. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion, right to left. Stroud rolling left, looking to throw. Quick pass going to be caught by Christian Kirk to about the 20. All right. So at commercial break. No, what? If this is the final score, it would be kind of funny. But I doubt it. Stroud under center, back behind him. Play action looking to throw. Pressure comes quick. Stroud pass right side, going to be high and incomplete. Looking for Dalton Schultz. 2nd and 10 coming up. Yeah, the second quarter just started. And this still could be technically the final. It would be peak Steeler football, yeah. Honestly, no. Knowing the Steelers are they're gonna make a bad play offensively that gets the Texans a chance to tie this game up, and then the defense will bail them out. Stroud pass over the middle, going to be caught for the first up to about the 33. It's Nico Collins on the reception. So 1st and 10. Stroud under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff up the middle. It's going to have space to about the 39, maybe the 40 for Woody Marks. The Steelers just need a high-end talent to make a play. All right. 2nd and 4. Stroud under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff up the middle. And that's Woody Marks for minimal gain, if anything. Cool. Third and 3, they're giving him a yard in that play. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well, gonna motion back to his left. As Stroud looks to throw. Has some time, pass over the middle is caught for the first, up to the 46. That's Dalton Schultz on the reception. Yeah, he got his hands underneath that. Yeah, pinned it against his chest there. All right. 1st and 10. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle, and that space past midfield, and down to roughly the Steeler 44, or Steeler 45. It's Nick Chubb on the carry. He knows a thing or two about winning playoff games in Pittsburgh. He was a part of that Browns team that won back in 2020. That beat the Steelers in the playoffs. That was a weird year. The Steelers were like 11-0, and then would go on to lose like 6 of their final 7. Stroud handoff up the middle, can have space for a first, past the Steeler 40 and down to the 39. Is Nick Chubb once again on the carry. Good. So 1st and 10. Stroud under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle, and there's space past the 35 and down to the 33 for Nick Chubb. Cool. 10-10 to play in the half. I'm like, this is just the kind of drive that the Texans need to go with in this game. You're not gonna beat the Steelers trying to get massive chunk plays consistently. When they open up, you take them, but for the most part, you just need to play to the Steelers style. Stroud under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side, man in motion left to right. Stroud going to hand this off right side for Woody Marks. Has some blockers, up past the 20, past the 15, and stumbling down to the 12. All right, 1st and 10 for Houston. They're in the red zone for the first time tonight. Again, on the opening drives, they kind of wanted to play their style. And they still kind of are, but they're playing it more in a way where it's forcing the Steelers to make the plays. Stroud under center, handoff up the middle, space inside the 10 and down to the 6. They are running it down the Steelers' throat on this drive. All right, 2nd and 3, and there is a stoppage. It is a Texan that's down. Oh, that's not a good sign. And we're going to head to a commercial break for an injury timeout here. Is that Woody Marks who was still to get up? Yeah. All right. So Woody Marks down. We have an injury timeout and a commercial break because of it. I'll quickly bring it back. All right. Still at commercial break. Just about to reach the 2-minute. And how much time's left? 8:43 to play in the second half. Okay, I'm in the first half of it. I picked Houston for this one. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left. Fakes a toss left and throws back right. Caught by Kirk, and he dives in. Touchdown, Houston. They take the lead with just under 8.5 to play in the first half. That was a great offensive drive. Yeah, that was a 14-play drive for Houston. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful on that. "14 plays, 92 yards, and the Texans lead by 4 with the extra point being up and good." All right. Absolute beauty of a drive. Those are the type of drives that I love seeing. And we head to a commercial break. At commercial break. At commercial break. Yeah, if Houston just gets like 1 or 2 more drives like that, they're gonna be in business for this game. Hell, if they get 1 more drive, they should be good with other defense plays. And there's a commercial for the college football playoff next week, the national championship. That game's gonna go one of 2 ways. It's either gonna be Indiana getting a blowout win once again, or Miami's gonna keep it close and find a way to win. There's no in between. All right. Houston said to send this one away as we're just coming back from commercial break. 8:28 to play in the first half. And kickoff is underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 13. Pass a 25. Pass a 25, pass a 30, out of bounds near the 37. All right. Steelers gonna have some pretty good starting field position on this one. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Play action looking to throw. Pressure coming. Dump off left side for a tight end screen for Jonnu Smith. That's going to lose about a yard. Yeah, that Houston defense not going to give up that kind of stuff too easily. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Rodgers making adjustments at the line. Play action looking to throw. Pressure coming quick. A throw right side going to be incomplete. And there's a penalty now. Is this going to be roughing the passer or intentional grounding? It's intentional grounding against the Steelers. All right, that's going to push them back even more. Danielle Hunter gets in clean. He beats that right tackle heavy. And yeah, Rodgers had no choice but just to try and get it out there, and absolutely no one's in the area. Third and 21 for the Steelers. $7:44 to play in the first half. Rodgers alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Going to look to throw once again. Dump off over the middle, caught by Gainwell. Gets past the 35 and brought down at the 38. Not enough for the first. The Steelers go 3 and out once again. So with 7.5 to play in the first half, the Texans and CJ Stroud get the ball right back. Yeah, I mean, they played full, the Texans played full, give up something short and just get up there and tackle. And they did just that. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to bounce and be downed in just inside the 20 at roughly the 19. So Texans will start from there. First, a commercial break, because of course. So add commercial break. John McVay has never played the same team twice in the playoffs yet. That's crazy. Okay, cool. As we still at commercial break. All right, at commercial break. Trailer for or commercial for the Scrubs reboot. Not reboot, but like sequel series. All right. Just coming back from commercial break. Texans ball on their own 19. Stroud under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff up the middle for Woody Marks, gets up past the 20 and down to about the 23. All right, so Stroud in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receiving options to the right. Bobbles the snap once again, picks it up and looking to throw. And the ball comes loose now once again. The Steelers have it at the 21. What? The high-end talent of Pittsburgh coming in again. So that's the second time CJ Stroud has bobbled the snap. But this time, unlike it being incomplete, he fumbles again. That's the second fumble of the game. TJ Watt picked it up. I believe that's Keanu Benton. Yeah, Keanu Benton forced it. TJ Watt picks it up. Steelers ball in the Texan 21. Yeah, just clowns. I mean, like that's why you typically see quarterbacks just fall on bobbled snaps if it's near the line of scrimmage. Rodgers under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side, man in motion left to right. Toss right side, and that's going to be a loss of about 3 for Kenneth Gainwell. My favorite character to look back. It's just ugly. It's like all you had to do there was just fall on the football when he bobbled it. The previous time he bobbled the snap, it's fine to pick it up and make a play out of it because it was 5 yards behind the lines. It was like 5 yards behind him. But that's the case where it's near the line of scrimmage, just fall on it and go the next play. Rodgers dump off left side, going to be caught in a loss of another loss of yards. This time about 2. Kamari Lassiter on the tackle for loss. And it's 3rd and 14 for the Steelers. Mount Power straight to stupid. Yeah. But again, when you have a defense that's playing like this, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't do it too much, like you're still going to be fine. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the right as well. Back motioned to his left. Play clock winding down. Another back motion out wide to the left as Rodgers looks to throw once again. Pressure coming, pass left side, caught by Gainwell with space. Is past the 15 and down to about the 12. We're going to say down to the 13. It's a gain of 12 and a 4th and 2 coming up. So the Steelers have technically gone 3 and out already. We'll see if they decide to go for it here. Fourth and 2. Ball on the Texan 12-yard line. The offense is on the field. Rodgers in shotgun. 3 receiving options to the right, 2 to the left. I'm motioning someone from the left side into the backfield. Rodgers. Play action pass left side. Gonna be enough for the first. He gets to the 10. It's a gain of 3. And they keep the drive alive. All right, that's something. 1st and goal coming up. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Rodgers handoff up the middle for Jalen Warren. And that's going to be a gain of a yard. This has been one of those halves where, like, the Texans are in a lot of control in this game. The Steelers have just hang on because of dumb mistakes that the Texans have made. If they just get if they get their shit together in the second half, the Texans could start to run away with this one. Rodgers under center, back behind him to receive an options to each side. Man in motion, right to left. Rodgers play action, looking to throw. Has some time, rolling right, and that pass is out the back of the end zone, incomplete. 3rd and goal coming up. 2:36 to play in the half. All right. And now there's a penalty. It's an eligible man downfield against the Steelers. That'll be declined. 3rd and goal anyway. Cool. Who are they saying is the ineligible man downfield? Oh well. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and goal from the Texan 8-yard line. Rodgers looking to throw. Has some time. And that time's going to expire. He's sacked back at the 17. It's Danielle Hunter for the first sack of the game for the Texans. They bend but don't break, and now out comes Chris Boswell to bring this within 1. To make credit, that's gonna be credited to Will Anderson, who got that sack while laying on the ground due to being blocked right by Rodgers' feet. Sure. And that will get us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Texans lead by 4, soon to be 1 potentially. They get ball to begin the second half, and are going to have time to extend this lead before halftime. All right. First half has been something. First half has been something, all right. That was a weird movie commercial I just saw. All right, so we're at commercial break. Two-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half. All right, at commercial break for the 2-minute warning. Here we go. Just getting back from commercial break. Chris Boswell on for the field goal try to bring this within 1. It is a 35-yard kick from the left hash. Kick is up, and it is good. All right. 1:57 to play in the first half. Can the Texans extend this lead before halftime? They get the ball to begin the second half. All right. Now, is there an issue with Stroud's finger? Is that what they're talking about? No, they're just talking about the miscommunicate the snaps. Okay. Minute 57 to go in the half. Stroud is approaching 100 yards passing for the half. He's at 91. Meanwhile, Rodgers is at 54. most of that has come on third down as well. And they've still yet to convert on third. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 2. Face out past the 15. Cuts up field, gets to about the 20 before being brought down. Not sure what he was doing there. All right. Texan ball from their own 20. I respect the Ben Skoranek sign that they just shown after he made the tackle there. All right, Stroud under center, back behind him. Handoff up the middle. Gets to the 24. And the clock will continue to roll. Second and 6 coming up. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Man in motion left to right as Stroud looks to throw. Pass right side, going to be caught by Christian Kirk. Down to the 29. The 3rd and 1 coming up. And a timeout will be called by Pittsburgh, I assume, as they look to get the ball back before the half themselves. Give me the, yep, there you go. Pittsburgh calls their first timeout. 3rd and 1, just over a minute to play in the half. Minute 7 to be exact to go in the half. And they're going to direct snap this to their tight end for a QB sneak. And that'll be enough for the first. He gets to the 33. It's Cade Stover. Cade Stover on the direct snap. So 1st and 10, 50 seconds to go in the half. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Pass right side, going to be caught by Stover up to about the 38. And a timeout will be called with about 41 seconds left in the half. It's the Texans calling their second. All right. And we head to a commercial break off that timeout. All right. We're at commercial break after the Texans call their second timeout. At commercial break. It's weird we're taking a full commercial break just for a timeout, under a minute to play in the half, but sure, why not? Might as well, right? Hey, commercial for the NFL draft. All right, just getting back from commercial break. Ball on their own 39-yard line. First and 10, 41 seconds to no, second and 5. The Texans are the only current team to never win a road playoff game. No, that actually does make sense. Typically, when they're in the playoffs, they play at home in the wild card round. This is the first time they play in a road wild card game. Stroud looking to throw in second and 5. Pressure coming, deep shot over the middle. It's incomplete. The hit forced it loose. A big hit there. Be a 3rd and 5 coming up. Yeah, that's a nice hit. That's a nice hit. It's Chuck Clark forcing that one loose, as Stroud was looking for Jalen Noel. I mean, it was there. Just a really nice hit. And they still have one timeout. And the field goal range is going to be probably inside the 40. Somewhere in there. As there's a Steelers slowly get up after that one as well. It is, yeah, that's Chuck Clark who slowly get up. So the Steelers will have to call a timeout to avoid a runoff. All right, 3rd and 5. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Ball on their own 38. Stroud looking to throw. Has time, pass over the middle is caught for the first. It's Christian Kirk up to the 45. And now the clock will stop with 28 seconds. As the Texans call their final timeout. They're still about 10, 15 yards away from field goal range. So 1st and 10. Yeah, Texans are going to be looking to get this to an under 50-yard kick, but they're going to need to go quite a way. We need to go quite a distance to make that happen. Stroud in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. Has some time, going to step up and look to take it himself. Now passing right side, had a man wide open, but missed him. It's Nico Collins, the intended target. Was wide open along that right side, and Stroud just missed him. That's one Stroud's going to want back. He's open. He's wide open. And he had so much. That might be a touchdown if he hits him in stride. Just barely threw it too high. That very easily could have been a touchdown. He had so much space on that right side. All right, going back to 5 wide. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Stroud looking to throw. Pass left side, going to be incomplete. Looking for Woody Marks. So 3rd and 10 coming up with 16 seconds. To a degree. It's locking in to a degree. Definitely not the degree you wanted, but... Alright, 3rd and 10. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw. Pressure coming. Stroud stepping up. Pass left side is caught and gets out of bounds at midfield. It's Dalton Schultz. A 4th and about 4 coming up. And the Texans will, I assume, punt this away. Because the Steelers still have a timeout. Yeah, they're going to punt it away. I think that was the case where if the Steelers didn't have a timeout, they might have taken the risk there and go for it. So Tommy Townsend on for the punt. Comes off clean. Going to bounce and be downed inside the 10. And it doesn't matter where it's down at the 8, but that's halftime. That punt killed the rest of time. The rest of the time. So it's halftime. Texans get the ball to begin the second half. They lead by 1. With a trip to New England on the line. Yeah, which, again, I'm not too surprised this game is low scoring. It's Texans-Steelers. Like, both of these defenses were going to be the stars of the show. Yep, at commercial, at halftime. At halftime. Seeing a bunch of Eagles players like going to bat for Kevin Petula, like, it makes sense, but I don't know, like some of his play designs yesterday did not look good. And like, yeah, like execution has not been there really for Philly either this year. But I mean, you need to put them in a better position to execute than what Petula has done throughout this season. Texans all time in the playoffs: 6-2 in the wild card round, 0-6 in the divisional. At some point, they need to get over the hump, right? All right, so 10.5 to go in halftime. Oh, Ben Roethlisberger is the guest for the second half of the Manning cast. Hell yeah. It very well could. I think if any offense is going to turn it up a level in the second half, it would be Houston's. But really, like both of these two teams are defensive focused. So I'm not sure. Yeah, like it like there's been a good handful of funny bad plays that have taken place offensively. And that has made it somewhat enjoyable to a degree as the lights just went out in Acrisure. Cool. We have 9 minutes to go in halftime. All right, so at halftime, on this little drone show there, okay. Pittsburgh pulling out all the stops for this one. All right, so at halftime, what the All right, cool. These halftime commercials getting sure. Again, when the Super Bowl rolls around and we get to those weird commercials, it's gonna be great. But we're gonna have to wait for that a few more weeks. All right. Yeah, this was the new. Is this Pixar? The way it looks is fine. Again, like most movies nowadays, I'm just like nothing has really enticed me to go to the theaters again. Obviously, when the Odyssey comes out with Nolan, I'm probably gonna go see that. I'm hoping that comes out during the summer, either this summer or next. I think it's this summer is expected to. 5 minutes to go in the half. 4:40 to go in halftime. The one touchdown was DJ Stroud to Christian Kirk. It's been the Steelers have nothing but field goals. Cool. All right, so we're at halftime. Second half underway here relatively soon. 3:45 to go in the half. At the half. All right. Lundell got a goal, and then it's the empty. That's cool. So the Panthers won. Nice. Good win against a fellow wildcard team in the NHL. They're now a point behind Buffalo. And that's gonna help down the stretch. Yeah. Point behind with a game on hand against Washington. They're gonna be just fine down the stretch. It's gonna be weird. Might need some help getting in, but should be good. Especially with Kachuk coming back soon. All right, 2 minutes to go in the half. Texans get ball to begin the second half. They're up by 1. See if they can extend this lead. All right, second half underway here soon. Final few commercials coming up. All right, let's see what the Texans can do on their opening drive of the half. What's up, T-Fox? How you been? No. I'm shocked. So one of the games yesterday, I think it was Eagles 49ers. I'm shocked you didn't make that kind of joke yesterday because we had the same exact score in that game. If you did, I did not see it then. I don't remember you making it. I was waiting for it. Of Of course, that's the reasoning. Yeah, that's fair. This game has been pretty similar in that regard. Yeah, the Eagles lost. All right, second half kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from the 6, up past the 20, 25, and down to the 26. Texans will start from there. Yeah, it's been a good defensive game to an extent. The Texans have 2 turnovers, and both of them came off of some pretty bad plays. So like the Steelers are leading the turnover battle, but it's not been really too exciting. Mike Tomlin is 1-10 when trailing at the half in the playoffs. Crazy. Stroud under center, back behind him, play action looking to throw. Rolling left, has some time. Pass going to be caught for the first and more. Up to about the 40, maybe 41 is Jaden Higgins on the reception. I doubt this will be the final score. Someone's going to score again. Who exactly? No idea, but someone's going to. First and 10, ball on their own 41. Stroud under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff up the middle, and there's space. Past midfield and down to the Steeler 45. It's Woody Marks on the carry. All right, here comes Houston. Yeah. Again, McDaniel was going to be a hot name. He is a very well-respected mind. The Falcons also interviewed him. The Lions are interviewing him tomorrow for their offensive coordinator job. The Titans are going to interview him. I think Baltimore is scheduled to at some point. Like there's a reason why it took Miami a while to make that decision to fire him. Stroud under center, play action looking to throw, pass over the middle, caught by Higgins. Down to the Steeler 30. Hanging on through the contact. First and 10 coming up. Good catch. I would love to see McDaniel be the OC in Detroit. He would do like that would instantly fix a lot of the issues that the Lions had this year. And we're heading to a commercial break. I assume due to an injury timeout. Oh yeah, it's Cameron Hayward that's down. That's a tough blow for that Steelers front seven. No, I mean he'll still probably be aggressive to an extent. It's just his again one of the things with him, one of the issues with McDaniel in Miami was just it felt like he took on too big of a role too early. Because he went from being the run game coordinator in San Francisco to a head coach. And like again, he did a good job early on, but eventually it's just he was too inexperienced. So I think him now going back him going back to being him going to be an offensive coordinator and getting that experience in and learning from Dan Campbell with a fresh set of eyes after being in the head coaching role. I think he's going to, one, end up being a better head coach because of it later down the line. And two, now that he only has to focus on the offense and only focus on leading the offense, he's going to find better results all around. Yeah. Yeah, again, him coaching in Detroit would be great for them. It's just, does he want to take the demotion to an offensive coordinator somewhere else, or does he want to be a head coach still? We'll see. All right, just coming back from commercial break. 1st and 10 from Houston from the Steeler 30. Or so the Steeler 31. Stroud under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Man in motion, right to left. Stroud going to hand this off up the middle. There's space for Woody Marks down to about the 22. Gain of about 8 or 9. More so 9. 2nd and 1 coming up. Cool. Yeah, they're moving well on the opening drive. I'm not surprised by that. Stroud under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Man in motion on that right side. Stroud going to hand this off once again up the middle, and that'll be enough for a first. Gain of 2 up to the 20. Yeah, so far it is. I mean, similar to last night where it felt like, all New England needed was one drive. This could be that one drive for Houston. It's 4:30 to 8 and 3 to 6:30 the times for next week. All right. Handoff right side for Woody Marks. Going to get to about the 16. Gain of 4. Jerome Powell? I feel like I know who that is. Just not really ringing a bell. Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, it doesn't quite ring a bell. Quick pass right side, caught by Dalton Schultz for gains of about 2 or 3. For a second, I thought you were misremembering like Norman Powell's name, but yeah. All right, 3rd and 4. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the Steeler 14. Stroud looking to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Stepping up. Pass right side is low. And is that picked off? They're ruling it. It is. Intercepted at the 3. Just take it yourself or throw it away. No need to force that ball in there. The Steelers defense keeping them in this game. There's no need to force that pass. Yeah. It's Brandon Eccles. There's zero need to force that pass. Take it yourself or throw it away. Just get the points out of that drive. Instead of giving Pittsburgh momentum. Who goes to Rayquaza? It's just not the decision to make there. All right, so we're at commercial break after it. Yeah. Now I'm not sure if it's 30 different plays where they got pressures, or is they're combining all the players' spread pressure numbers into one. But yeah. Either way, they were all over Justin Herbert yesterday. Yeah, because Herbert had 31 pass attempts. So what that stat is doing is it's taking every single Patriots defensive player and combining their individual pressures into one. Yeah, again, Chargers O-line was still terrible, but it wasn't 30 dropbacks, 30 pressures bad. Oh yeah, no, if their offense can't get out of their own way, they're not going to go much further in the divisional round again. But like also like all of the mistakes that they've made in this game, all of those turnovers, is just them getting ahead of themselves. It's Stroud not falling on the football after the bobbled snap. It's trying to flea flicker when there's no need to do a flea flicker. It's forcing the ball in there when there's no need to force the ball on 3rd and 4 and you're in the red zone. Those are things where you just need to, like, you need to just be smarter in those moments. Like in a game like this where your defense is playing as well as it is, just throw that ball away. All right, 1st and 10. Rodgers under center, back behind him. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to get past the 5 to about the 10, maybe the 11 after pushing forward. So 2nd and 3. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Handoff up the middle, and that's Jalen Warren going to get maybe enough for the first. It's close. That spot's going to give him the first. Saying he got 3 exactly up to the 14. Under 9.5 to play in the 3rd. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. And there's going to be penalties before the snap. A false start against Pittsburgh, going to push them back to the 9-yard line. Yeah, again, McDaniel going to any of the spots he's interviewing with would be really good. I'm just curious to see what his mindset is. Yeah, you definitely just take the field goal there if you were the Texans, and that's why it's just like it's a mistake you learn from. Damn. Rodgers under center, quick pass right side, caught by Calvin Austin, and gonna lose about a yard. That play got blown up. Yeah, because I don't think Stroud's. I mean, he might fumble again, but who knows? I'm also willing to give the Texans offense a little bit, a very tiny bit of leeway because they're playing against the Steelers defense, which is also a really good defense. Rodgers looking to throw in 2nd and 15. Pressure comes quick. Pass left side, going to be caught to the 15. Gain of 6. 3rd and 9 coming up. But at the same time, they're going against the New England defense next week if they win. So, gonna be interesting. All right, Rodgers in shotgun, looking to throw in 3rd and 9. Has time, pass over the middle, is caught to the 28. It's Marquez Valdez-Scantling under reception. And the Steelers convert their first 3rd down of the game. 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. It took them long enough. All right, 1st and 10. Rodgers under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left, man in motion left to right. Rodgers going to hand this off up the middle for Kenneth Gainwell. Trying to bounce it left side and going to lose about a yard or so. All right, 2nd and 12. Rodgers alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 6 minutes to play in the 3rd. Rodgers looking to throw. Pump faking. Still trying to buy some time. Rolling to his right. Still looking. Going to pass this. Incomplete. Low and at the feet of Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Going to be a 3rd and 12 coming up. The Steelers are consistently getting into 3rd and longs. And that's a great job by Houston to force that. But it's making things really tough for Pittsburgh. I mean, that's the main reason why they've only converted 1 3rd down today, is because they've continuously got into 3rd and long situations. And when you're playing against this defense, you don't want to be in passing situations. Yeah, their average yards to go on 3rd down is 11. Rodgers to throw in 3rd and 12. Has time. Deep shot, left side. And it's going to be incomplete. No flags. Looking for Calvin Austin, Kamari Lassiter in coverage. And the Steelers will have to punt. Can't take advantage of the interception. I understand wanting the penalty there, but it looked like Austin was going to start to hold up anyway. Is the main reason they're saying that it is because it's technically uncatchable because it landed like 3 yards ahead of them? But so even then, it's kind of like fishy. It kind of Kind of weird. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 18. Base past the 25 and down to about the 30. All right, 5:33 to play in the third quarter. And we're going to head to a commercial break, so I'll quickly be right back. All right. So that commercial break. Hopefully they can lock in now. All they need is a field goal drive. And they're in such a better spot. And they had that on the previous drive. They just messed it up. I mean, with the Steelers defense, you can't really expect too high a scoring of a game. But yeah, 20 is definitely the magic number. But again, like when their defense playing this good, you'll take what you can get. Rodgers is not happy on the sideline. I mean, it still could get to like 21-6. Stroud under center. Play action looking to throw. Dump off right side. Has space for Xavier Hutchinson to get a gain of 5. All right. 5:20 to go in the third. All right. Stroud under center. Going to hand this off up the middle. And that's a gain of 2, but there is a penalty. All right. 2nd and 10. Stroud in shotgun back to his left after the penalty on 2nd and 5. Gonna step up and be sacked for nothing. Cool. It was a illegal shift penalty on that previous one. Yeah. Yeah. And that happens consistently. Which is why it's like the fact that the Texans offense is being able to move the ball down the field in this game is a good sign. but they need to be able to finish drives. And like it's the same thing goes with the Steelers. The Steelers defense has done plenty in this game. The offense has done nothing. Stroud pass right side going to be off the mark and incomplete. Looking for Nico Collins as he slipped on the top of his route. So the Texans go 3 and out. It's both defenses doing literally exactly what they needed to do. And the offense is not even coming close to backing that up. All right, punt comes off clean. Return beginning from inside the 10. Gets up to about the 24. So 3:42 to play in the third. The Steelers will start from there. And we head to a commercial break. At commercial break. Yeah, it's one of those games. Yeah, like last night's game took to the fourth quarter for some real action to get going, but man, it's been something. Yep, at commercial break. All right, at commercial break. Should be coming out of commercial break here soon. First and 10 for the Steelers from their own 24 yard line. Here you go. Just coming out of commercial break. .342 to play in the third. Both defenses have been on full display in this game. Though at the same time, if this was this wouldn't really work. It's not two teams in Houston. If this was a Stars-Penguins game, this would be an incredible one. Play action looking to throw. Rodgers with some time. Pass left side. Going to be caught to about the Steeler 45. All right, it's Scotty Miller on the reception. There's the first good play from Pittsburgh in this half. No, that's Adam Thielen on the grab. They have so many random... Adam Thielen on the grab there. I forget he's in Pittsburgh more and more by the day. All right, Rodgers in shotgun. Back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Gonna play action and look to throw. Pressure coming. Rodgers pass left side. Gonna be caught and brought down for a loss of 1. Is Jonnu Smith on the reception. Cool. So 2nd and 11 coming up. 2:35 to play in the third. This game legit just might be who scores next. Damn, Texans allowed a franchise low in points on defense. Wow, okay. Rodgers looking to throw in 2nd and 11. Pressure coming. Pass left side is low and incomplete at the feet of Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, the Texans had 17.4 points per game defensively. Like points allowed per game. That's franchise record. Their defense is on. If they waste the defensive effort this year, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not even a Texan fan. If they waste this defense. All right, 3rd and 11. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, looking to throw once again. Rodgers, pressure coming, the ball's loose! The Steelers have it at the 30. Either way, it's a 3 and out for Pittsburgh. This Texans defense is so good. Can the offense just be competent? Like this Texans defense could win a Super Bowl. But the offense is going to hold them back. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 12. Spaced out past the 20 and out of bounds to the 23. Well, that's the 5th total fumble. That's Rodgers' first. Yeah, that wasn't Stroud who fumbled. As we're heading to a commercial break. Yeah. How would Stroud fumble when the Texans are on defense? All they need is one drive. They need one drive. And we know they have it in them because the opening drive of the half was that one drive. We know they can do it, but come on. And then they have to play New England's defense next week. Just, ugh. Just have to lock in for at least one more drive. At commercial break. Here we go. Just getting back from commercial break. 1:29 to play in the third. Just need one drive. Stroud under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Nico Collins. And he hits the turf hard there. He's going to be missing a play or two. Joey Porter Jr. in coverage. Yeah, he hits the turf hard with his head. Yeah, he's going to be missing a few plays. It's a tough blow for this Texans offense that, again, has not been finding too much of a rhythm in this game. All right, Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. And he's not ready for the snap. The ball's loose, he picks it up. He was not ready for the snap. He didn't call for the snap, and he did. That's the 3rd bad snap of this game. Yeah, no, he never called for that snap. You can tell he never calls for it because the right guard, who's supposed to signal to the center to snap the ball, does not move. No. But Stroud looking to throw in 3rd and 15. Stepping up, pass deep, right side, has a man, it's caught past midfield. The 40 to the 35, it's Christian Kirk on the grab. All right, okay, cool, that works. You know, a false start doesn't really happen on the center. When it does is when he moves his head or like his legs. Snapping the ball does not cause a false start. Because like there are trick plays where the quarterback pretends to not be aware of the snap. So if that luck causes a false start, those trick plays are not possible. Yep, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. 15 minutes remain. The Texans are into field goal range after that one. As they look to be booking a trip to New England next week. It's a 46-yard play from Stroud to Kirk to put the Texans in business. Now we really gotta lock in. I might crash out as well if he has another turnover. At commercial break for the end of the 3rd. At commercial break. All right, just getting back from commercial break. They're showcasing the remaining 8 teams in the playoffs. Or remaining 7, soon to be 8. Stroud under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion on that right side. As Stroud's going to hand this off up the middle. Gets past the 35 and down to about the 33. There is a penalty down. Is holding against Houston. Fantastic. So 1st and 20. Fourth quarter point differential this season. The Texans are a plus 78. The Steelers are a minus 42. This is where the game can be run away with. Stroud handoff up the middle, and there's room past the 40 and down to the 39 for Woody Marks. Second and 13, as Nico Collins is being carted to the locker room. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Pressure coming, pass left side, can be caught past the 35 and brought down near the 31, maybe 32. It's Christian Kirk on the grab once again. All right, so it's a third and medium, 3rd and 6. All you have to do is just not turn the ball over and not lose a lot of yards. And you're going to make this a 4-point game, most likely, and really put pressure on Pittsburgh. Stroud in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 6. Stroud looking to throw. Steelers send pressure. Pass left side, going to be incomplete. Fine with that. Looking for Jaden Higgins. It's a 4th and 6. Jinxing it would have been a little funny, but yeah, that would have been. Yeah. Try to go back shoulder. The 4th and 6. Stroud comes to field goal unit. A 51-yard kick. Ball on the left hash to make this a 4-point game. Kick is up. And it is right down the middle. We have points in the second half. Finally. 13:07 to play in the game. It's about time we have points in this half. Man. Yep. That right there could be the main difference in this game. Because now all this Houston defense has to do is continue playing how they have been. All right, but at commercial break. At commercial break. Yeah. Again, the Texans put themselves in a good spot with this. Because the other thing is, the Steelers have 128 yards of offense in this game. They have not been able to move the ball that much. Like the Texans defense, Texans defense is in business. This is the exact spot you want this defense to be in. Knowing that the Steelers have to go the length of the field, it can allow them to be a bit more aggressive. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 7. Space out past the 20, 25, and down to about the 31. All right, so Steelers need to go 69 yards. Okay, that's a nice pickup for the UFL Houston. All right, Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. Handoff, left side for Gainwell, has space. Up past the 40 and out of bounds into 45. Where has that been most of this game? All right, 1st and 10. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball on their own 45-yard line. Rodgers looking to throw. Has some time. Pass deep. Left side. Is that caught on the tip? No, I'm just saying incomplete. Looking for Calvin Austin. That pass gets tipped by Kamari Lassiter. And Calvin Austin, nearly with great concentration, they still come down with that. Yeah, no, that's incomplete, but that's nearly an incredible catch. So 2nd and 10. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Going to hand this off left side, and that's a loss of 3. Had nowhere to go for Kenneth Gainwell. And the Steelers are once again in a 3rd and 10 plus situation in this game. They just can't move the ball. Rodgers alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They're 1 for 9 on 3rd down. Rodgers looking to throw. Pressure coming and sacked. Oh, and is that ball loose? They're saying the Texans have it. The 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Houston. Sheldon Rankins picks up the fumble and goes to the house. It's a 10-point lead. Okay, there you go. There's that defense, dude. The Texans defense is on one tonight. They should be leading by so much more. It's Will Anderson off the left. Yeah, that's a fumble. It's Will Anderson off the left side. And Sheldon Rankins picks that up while still standing tall. This is going to be a scoop and score. Oh, Rodgers is going to be pissed. He got hit in the head. He got hit in the head and there's no penalties. Extra point is up. The Texans lead by 11. That's beautiful. It's just beautiful. But this Texans defense, man, it makes me want them to put them so much higher on the rankings. But the offense is just too, it's just too not it. Yeah, 26 is possible. It probably will. It just depends on the offense. Again, the defense is good enough. The defense is more than good enough. It's just the offense and needs to get to a somewhat good level. Yeah, he's in disbelief. Kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 10. Base past the 20, 25. And going to be brought down past the 30 to the 33. Yeah, but spelling don't matter. At this point, spelling don't matter. Again, yeah, Steelers get the ball back, but I don't think, yeah, it's not going to matter. They haven't been able to move the ball. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. First and 10 from their own 33. Rodgers going to look to throw. Has some time, pass deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Pat Freiermuth, a bit off the mark. 2nd and 10 coming up. So 2nd and 10. It's a good chance it might for Houston, but that's something we probably won't find out till next week. Pass over the middle is caught, but that's a gain of about 4. So a 3rd and roughly 6 coming up. And the Steelers go hurry up. Rodgers looking to throw. Has time, pass over the middle is caught by Pat Freiermuth. What a catch up to the Houston 45. There's also a penalty on this. I imagine it was a free play. What is it? Too many men on the field for Houston. That will be declined. I mean, there's enough time for the offense to get back on the field, but if they lead by 2 scores, they're gonna play a bit more of a they're gonna have a bit more of a conservative play calling. So it won't be like their full offensive force. Now, if the Steelers score here, then it will have to be. Rodgers in shotgun, looking to throw in 1st and 10. Trying to step up and is sacked at about midfield. Like, you lead by 11 with, going to be well under 10 minutes to play. You're not going to use your full playbook. Yeah, no one really open. Rodgers instantly arguing with the ref after that. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Going to look to throw once again. Pressure coming, rolls to his left to buy some time. Passing deep left side, going to be incomplete. Looking for DK Metcalf. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to match what the Packers' issues were on Saturday. Because the Texans have been able to run the ball today, so they won't need to rely too much on Stroud. Yeah, again, the Texans defense is not going to collapse like that. I mean, the Texans can play the field position game right now if they want to. Rodgers to throw in 3rd and 13 and passes tipped at the line and incomplete. I mean, the Steelers probably have to go for it here, no? I mean, probably not. They have all 3 timeouts still, just about 9 minutes to play. No, they're gonna punt. All right. Punt comes off clean. Bear caught at the 13. 9.5 to go in the game. And we head to a commercial break. And commercial break. At commercial break. Still at commercial break. Should be coming out of it here soon. Here we go. Just coming back from commercial break. 9:29 to play in the game. And the winner will take on New England next week. And we'll find out the exact timing and everything at the end of this one. That's when they're going to announce it. And Nico Collins has been ruled out for the rest of this game. Stroud under center, back behind him. Handoff up the middle for Woody Marks. Going to be a gain of about 2. And now they can also kill some time. Stroud under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Quick throw, left side, going to be caught for the first. Gets up to about the 23. Are they going to give him the 24? Is Jaden Higgins on the reception? So 1st and 10, Houston. First and 10. Stroud under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Yeah, the Steelers are stacking the box here big. Handoff up the middle for Nick Chubb. Going to get it past the 25 to about the 26. Another gain of roughly 3. Second and 8. Stroud under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. And they're killing a ton of time right now. Handoff right side is going to be up to about the 30 for Nick Chubb. Yeah, they're killing 40 seconds per play. The 3rd and 4 coming up. I mean, just run it again. You're getting some consistent carries here. Third and 4. Stroud looking to throw. Pass right side, caught for the first and more. 40, 45, 50, other 45, 40. And down to the Steeler 36 is Christian Kirk. And the Texans are moving on this drive. Definitely building off of the scoop and score that the defense gave them. The Steelers are sending as much as they can, and it's not working. And did the Steelers call a timeout? I wouldn't be shocked. Nope, okay. Stroud under center, back behind him. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of roughly 2. Under 6 minutes to play in this game. I mean, like, with how they're killing clock, they can get this to about 3.5 minutes before having to kick the field goal on just this series of downs. Stroud under center, back behind him. Handoff up the middle, and that's Nick Chubb up to about the 30. Gain of 6. Yeah, because now this set of 40 can get him to about 4.5. Another play call will get him to so about 4, maybe 3.5 if they really stretch this time. The Steelers' offense is under 150 yards of offense still. The defense did all they could tonight. The offense did not show up. Stroud in shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle once again, and that's a first for Nick Chubb, down to the Steeler 21. There is a penalty, though. Going to be on the Steelers, seemingly, so this will be declined. Yep, it will be declined. I think they can just keep killing time. Stroud handoff up the middle for Nick Chubb, just gonna get down for a loss of a yard. Like they're able to kill so much time, and the Steelers are not even trying to call timeouts and get this ball back. There's a non-zero chance that this is just the final drive of the game with how much time they kill and how they're moving. There'll be a lot of questions surrounding those two in the offseason, Tomlin and Rodgers. Gonna be a lot of questions. Stroud handoff up the middle for Nick Chubb, gets inside the 20 and down to the 16. And there's a penalty down as well. Oh yeah, because they've killed over 5 minutes of clock on this one drive alone. It's a face mask against the Steelers. That'll be half the distance to the goal and a first down. Time of possession is all in. Like even offensively, they still have over 300 yards of offense. It's still on paper, it's not a bad offensive showing. But when you actually look at it, it's just they made 3 bad mistakes that kept this game close. But they were able to move the ball relatively fine. Going to be a false start on that. Going to push them back 5. Now the Texans offense is about to get to over about to get over 400 yards of offense tonight. They just turn the ball over 3 times. That's their issue. Oh yeah, but yeah, time of possession is always the secret killer. But again, it's for a team to have over 400 yards of offense and the offense itself to only score 10 points, it's a rough look. But the pieces are there. Stroud handoff right side, gets inside the 10, and Woody Marks is in. Touchdown, Houston. That will be the icing on this cake. Brings the Texans offense over 400 yards on the day, and now has made it so the Texans offense has scored 17 of these points. A little bit of a better showing on now all around. But again, it's just the only thing is if they didn't have those turnovers, how much more lopsided was this game gonna be? Extra point is up and good. Yeah, they would probably have another 10 points on the board. With that in mind, it makes you feel better about this performance, but it's still you can't bank on on other mistakes not happening in replace of those. So they're gonna need to play a really solid game against New England if they're gonna win that. First rookie with 100 plus rushing yards in the playoff games is 2021. Yeah. If the Texans did not make those mistakes, you're looking at a much different game, and that's insane. Much different feeling game. Kickoff going to be muffed and picked up at the 1, faced up past the 15, past the 20, 25, and brought down to the 29. As now they're showing an Aaron Rodgers graphic. I'm sure they were actually hoping for a good drive for them to be able to show. Yeah, it's basically garbage time. Probably. I think probably. I mean, it depends on how much time they have left and what the situation is when you get the ball back. Rodgers are throwing 1st and 10. Pass is going to be tipped at the line and incomplete. Yeah, because the Texans in the fourth quarter are a really good team, while the Steelers in the fourth quarter, not so much. And also, like, it was only a matter of time before the Texans offense found a rhythm. They were playing fine. It was just they turned the ball over too much early on in this one. Rodgers looking to throw in 2nd and 10. Dump off left side for Gainwell. Going to be dropped. 3rd and 10 coming up. Yeah. In a way, yeah. In a way, it is benefiting. It's a second half team playoff. Because like the Bills are the best second half team in the league by point differential. The Texans and the Bears are two good teams all around, but they do really thrive later in games and being able to put games away. That's why the Texans have been on this massive winning streak they're on to even make the playoffs. Rodgers looking to throw in 3rd and 10. Pressure coming, dump off over the middle, caught by Gainwell, not enough for the first. Gets about 4 or 5. It is the year of the comeback. There has been we're 1 weekend into the playoffs, and we already have the most ever fourth quarter comebacks in the in singular playoff history. Rodgers in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Going to look to throw once again. 4th and 5. Pass right side is intercepted. Return pass to 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. Still in bounds at the 10, the 5. It's a pick 6 for Houston. There's the cherry on top. The Texans will play New England next week for a chance at the AFC Championship game. It will be their first in team history if they can knock off the Pats. Just wow. It's Caden Bullock on the pick 6. Yeah, the Seahawks are a flip-floppy team. Like Philly's a team that their second half issues came back to kill them in the playoffs. Texans Bears would be a fun game at this point. I'd be here for that. Yeah, it's definitely garbage time. You do not put Stroud back in. The Texans defense have scored double the amount of points the Steelers offense have. I mean, it's been time for Rodgers to retire for a while now, but I don't think he will. Part of me thinks they're going to run it back for 1 more year. He should, but Rodgers is way too stubborn to go out like this. Texans call a timeout there as well. He doesn't care about that. He has his ayahuasca to make well then. Because it's one thing Rodgers needs to realize is it's fine going out in a not so favorable fashion, because the rest of your career is going to be looking good either way. As the extra point is up and no, they missed the extra point. Oh, that's weird. Because think of all the legendary quarterbacks that did not go out right into the sunset. Right, you had Aikman, who did not win a Super Bowl in his final year. You had Tom Brady, who got absolutely destroyed by Dallas in his final game. T Fox, I want you to do me a favor. before I say what the final score was, either guess or look up the final score of Dan Marino's last game, which was a playoff game against Jacksonville in 1999. Look up that score. Look up the score of that game. If you're a legendary quarterback like Rodgers is, your final game does not matter. I wish Miami scored 35 in that game. It was like 60-7. It was terrible. I think I'm exaggerating Jacksonville's score, but no, yeah, Miami got killed in that game. But it doesn't matter. No one really talks about it because of how all the rest of his career played out. Again, I might be over exaggerating the Jacksonville score in that one a little bit, but it definitely was a blowout. Actually, I'm kind of undersold. It was 62-7 the final score of Marino's last game. I was actually surprisingly close with it. For the Oilers. Is Rodgers still in? No, is Mason Rudolph gonna hand this off to Jalen Warren up the middle for a gain of a yard? Yeah. Troy Aikman on the broadcast even saying he thinks this is Rodgers' last game. Now bring us to the 2-minute warning. Yeah, no, for 90% of quarterbacks, getting blown out in your final game is just the way it is. Because oftentimes getting blown out like this in the playoffs is when most quarterbacks realize I don't have it anymore. We're at commercial break for the 2-minute warning. I feel like Derek Carr does get a bit of a bad rap. He was really solid for Oakland. He went to New Orleans and it just did not mesh well. And it got to the point where he played himself to retirement. Like he's still he's not necessarily young. He's like in mid-30s, but he still could be playing. But he got way too banged up in New Orleans. We have 3 straight seasons for the divisional round with Houston. Add commercial break for the 2-minute warning. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. All right, just coming back from commercial break. Yeah. I would imagine Texans Patriots would be the final game of the divisional round. All right, Rudolph in shotgun back to his left. Handoff up the middle, gets past the 40 to about the 41 for Jalen Warren. And they'll let this clock run a bit. And yeah, the Texans get their first road playoff win in franchise history with this. Crazy. Yeah, it's a 4th and 2 now. They're gonna let the Atlanta's clock run as much as they can. Yeah, it might be Rodgers' last game. Might be Tomlin's last game as a Steelers coach. He's gonna get a job elsewhere if he gets fired. Rudolph quick pass left side could be enough for the first to Calvin Austin. So now the Steelers can kill this time. 30-6. It's a 30-6 final score. That's not good by any means. But this is far from the defense's fault. This game was 7-6 entering the 4th quarter. Handoff up the middle, gonna be past midfield, past the 45 and down to the Texan 43. One more play is gonna be needed. This was a 7-6 game entering the 4th. The Texans scored 23 points in the 4th quarter. Yeah, like 13 of those points are off scoop and score and a pick 6. Like the offense just could not get the job done. Handoff to Warren, gonna get nothing. So there's your final. I got one game wrong in the wild card round, and that was the Bills. But the Texans go back to the divisional round. 3 straight divisional round appearances for CJ Stroud and DeMeco Ryans. And they get a matchup against New England next week. And it's going to be a damn interesting one. Yeah. Like the Steelers defense did their part in this. The offense not so much. If Tomlin does not go, I fully expect Arthur Smith to be fired. Yep. That's wildcard weekend. It started great, ended on the expected to be blowout. There was bound to be one game that was a complete blowout. Turns out it was Texans and Steelers, which also not to be that surprised about. So the divisional round will begin on Saturday with either Denver, Buffalo, or Seattle, San Francisco, I believe. Actually, I might just hold off here until we get those announcements because we should be getting them soon. But I'm pretty sure those are one of the 2 games to start things off. I would imagine it's Denver Buffalo to begin things on Saturday just because of time zone reasons. Yeah. Oh, I have a friend who's a Steeler fan as well. I'm sure if I text him right now, the only thing I would hear back is fire Tomlin, because he's been calling for Tomlin to be fired for a long time. I'm sure he's really honing into that sentiment right now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can only hang on to a Super Bowl you got at the tail end of the 2000s and not having a losing season for so long. There's the cameras on Rodgers heading to the Steeler locker room. I imagine we won't hear if he's going to retire or not for like at least a month. Maybe more. It's going to be a long while before we hear his decision. And even then, he'll probably sign like a 1-day deal with the Packers to retire a Packer. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything when you can't get past the wild card. I mean, like, if the Steelers commit to a rebuild, I'm curious to see what the reactions would be by their fans. I'm sure some of them have been calling for it for a hot minute now. Yeah, we should be getting the exact schedule in here soon for the divisional. Here we go. So the divisional round begins on Saturday at 4:30. with the Bills taking on the Broncos. The Seahawks and 49ers play at 8. Texans and Patriots is the 3 o'clock game on Sunday. And then it wraps up 6:30 p.m. EST with the Rams at the Bears. So divisional round will pick back up Saturday. I'll be live for all 4 of those games as well. Hope to see you all there. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.